This might sound silly to some people in the spiritual communities, but it is now my firm belief that one of the most spiritual things you can do for yourself any given day is workout. This probably sounds funny to some people. Certain segments of spiritual society these days, it is sort of a given that you're supposed to be taking care of your body all of the time. These are the people who are like super vegans and do yoga and sensible smoothies with the girls 3 and 5 times a week. And you're just supposed to be but on the physical train, the physical side of taking care of yourself spiritually. On the other side of it, you have a much more old-fashioned view from the East, which is essentially you only have a limited amount of energy in your physical body at a given in a given lifetime, and that to expend it is wrong. That you should only be using that energy, only expending that energy through meditation and devotional practices and selfless service and things like that. Obviously, what we're coming to at this point in our history and merging East and West as best we can is something in between. I cannot tell you how many times I have been going down weird emotional, mental, psychic, whatever you want to call it, spiritual spirals in my life that have been absolutely set right and lined me up exactly with exactly what I need to be lined up with at the time, aligned me to spirit or source or whatever you want to call it, by just having a good workout. This is heads and tails opposite of where I was 10 or 12 years ago, when honestly I just came from this idea that everything physical was, very material and earthly, and I wanted to get away from that. I wanted to do the spiritual stuff. Even as a kid, I was not an active kid. I was the lump and fat kid drawing in the corner, trying to ignore everybody, you know? And so it was a huge departure for me to actually get my ass to the gym at one point in my life, and that was only like 5 or 6 years ago. And I cannot tell you the spiritual training that it was for me just going to the gym in so many different ways. It was a social boundary that I had to cross, a sort of like self-image, self-worth thing. Ooh, people are looking at me, self-consciousness. I had to get over that and just focus. And when you have all of these things that are assaulting you as a sensitive, spiritual individual, as an empath, you don't want to be around all of those people. You don't want to, have to deal with their egos and the self-consciousness and all of that craziness and the body images and the self-worth issues and the self-love and all of that craziness. Because so it's just your natural state to try to ignore it. It's your natural behavior to just stay away from it and ignore it, right? Because you think you're above all of that. I'm going to go sit in my sacred space and meditate. And yet, breaking through all of that is a spiritual act. So what I did is I would just get on the elliptical or something similar, treadmill, whatever your jam is, and I would practice my mantras. And I would practice shutting everybody else out, staring ahead, not at a TV screen, which is like feeding me, bombarding me with all this advertisement nonsense and news malarkey. Purposefully ignoring something is also a spiritual act in a certain sense, right? And so making yourself the most I've ever woken up spiritually is when I was in a place that was not conducive to waking up spiritually. That's the kind of sense that I'm getting at here. Beyond that, going through relationship issues, having personal emotional issues come up, the whoa, 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 your brain just like turning in wheels on a specific subject. Oh, I don't have enough money. There's nothing I can do about it right now. So why am I still worrying about it? Paranoia and worry about the future. All this craziness just completely settled and washed away from having a good workout. So there are those people who would say, no, working out and doing this physical activity, you're supposed to be putting that energy into something spiritual. Well, I would say working out, especially in today's sedentary lifestyle and sedentary culture, is a spiritual act. So I'm Sadaka. If you want to hear more, you can follow me on my Patreon, which has a free tier, so you can just see videos that are about these very subjects, which are going to get much longer and more in depth, and also some free healings and stuff like that. Website up and coming. I'm still working on it. Thank you.